Hey everyone, this is Lord Tremendous. I got another battle report for you. This one was a 2,500 point battle between me, Lord Tremendous, versus Lord Sowtooth, the Lizardmen. And no, that's not what he names his characters, it's just what I name them because, well, it's my battle report program and I can do stuff like that. Yeah, my army list is as follows. I did a little bit of a change up here, so yeah, if you notice some changes, yeah, you've got a good eye because that's exactly what I did. I've still got my Demon Prince, Lord Tremendous. He's got the Mark and Nurgle. He's still a level 3 wizard. He has Chaos Armor with wings. Don't ask. Charm Shield, Dragonbane Gem, Other Trickster Shard, Soul Feeder, Poisonous Slime, Scaly Skin, and he uses the Lore Nurgle. He is backed up by his buddies. This is a new Exalted hero, Tardum, the Herald of Tzeentch. He's my BSB. He's got the Mark of Tzeentch. He's on a demonic mount. He's got a halberd with a shield. He's got the Talisman of Preservation, Potion of Foolhardiness, and the Third Eye of Tzeentch. And I went with this guy because I'm tired. I don't know if you've watched my other battle reports, you know that my BSB has this terrible thing about just getting killed in the first round of combat. Doesn't matter what I give him or his kit out. He likes to die in the first round of combat immediately, every single time. So after much debate, I ended up throwing him on a demonic mount so he get +1 wound, +1 toughness. I gave him a halberd for strength 6, a shield only because it gives him a 1-up armor save out of close combat, 2-up in close combat. But I make him Mark Tzeentch with the Talisman of Preservation and the Third Eye of Tzeentch. Gives him a 3-up ward save, re-roll into 1s, so I need to roll a 2 to fail basically. And if I roll a 1, I've still got a really good chance of making this the save. Potion of Foolhardiness because having an extra attack when you charge is nice, and being immune to psychology occasionally is good too. So far, no regrets. I know it's a little cheesy, but hey, I needed to do something, and I'm just not good enough to do it with a subpar kit. So yeah, that's what I did. Got my last hero is the Chaos Sorcerer Ashicus the Muse, Mark Slaanesh on a Steed Slash, level 2 wizard. He has the Warrior Bane, Enchanted Shield, Talisman of Endurance, Chalice of Chaos, and that's just on there because I like it. Plain simple and to the point. He's got the Chaos Familiar, so he gets an extra spell and a 5-up to channel, and he uses the Lore Slaanesh. My core consists of a block of 24 Chaos Warriors with the Mark and Nurgle. They've got a hand weapon shield combo with the full command and a Banner of Eternal Flame. I like having flaming attacks in the army, I really do. I've got my brick of 20 Chaos Warriors, the Temple Guard of Tzeentch with Mark Tzeentch, Halberds, full command, and the Blasted Standard. I love the Blasted Standard too. Even when I roll a 1, it's like, well, I'm just paying for all the ones that I didn't roll a 1 on, and it works out pretty well for me. My special choice, only got one now, are the 5 Hellstriders. They're the Pleasure Riders. They got a Banner and Musician, Spear, and Shields. And I've got 2 rare choices now. 3 Skull Crushers with Lances, a Banner Musician, and a Banner of Swiftness to give them that movement 8. They're just cool. I had to drop the Chimera, so yeah, anybody who enjoyed watching me use the Chimera, I apologize. I went over to Skull Crushers for 2 reasons. One, they have more wounds than the Chimera. And number 2, I wanted to have a unit marked by every god in my army. So kind of like being undivided without any of the benefits. And then, of course, the one, the only, the Mutalith Vortex. My opponent, I did not get his army list, but I've played this army a couple of times now, so I'm starting to remember what he's got, but I'm sure I forgot some stuff. He had his, this is actually a different list that I'm used to seeing too. It's a Lizardman list with no Slan. He has an Old Blood on a Cold One as his general. He's got a great weapon. He's got the Armor of Destiny, the Dawnstone, the other Trickster Shard, and if he has anything else, I don't know what it is. So yeah, buddy, if you're watching this, if you feel like putting it in the comment section, go for it. He's got a second Lord, another Old Blood on a Cold One with a great weapon. He's got the Sacred Stegodon Helm of Itza, which I really think is cool because it ups his toughness, gives him +1 armor save, and gives him impact hits. Oof, it's a dirty combo. And he's got the Talisman of Endurance. If he has anything else, I don't have a clue. He's got a Scarvet, is Carnosaur. It's also his BSB. The Carnosaur has Blood Roar, which, yeah, really makes his terror and fear checks hard to pass, and Loping Stride, which gives him Swiss Stride. He's also got a great weapon. He's got the Armor of Fortune, and I think he has something else. I just can't remember what. He's got two skink priests, both are level 1. One has the Lower Heavens and the other has Lower Beasts. And each one of them is carrying the Cube of Darkness and the other one is carrying the Spell Scroll. He's got a block of 22 Saurus Warriors with Hand Whip and Shield and a full command. He's got a block of 30 Saurus Warriors with Spears and Shields with a full command. He's got a unit of 10 Skinks with Javelins. I think there might be a Musician. I don't think that there's a Brave. I'm not 100% on that, but he uses them as scouts, so they go behind your lines or whatever within 24 or 12 inches of your army. So they start pretty much in your business, and I don't like that. So they have to die. He also has Bastiladon with the Beam of Chotek, basically the Pew Pew gem, that power level 3 spell that he can cast. He has a block of 6 Kroxigor and the Ancient Stegodon with the Engine of the Gods, and I believe he had Sharpened Horns. You know what? I know he had Sharpened Horns because, well, you know what? You'll find out. You'll find out in a little bit. Here are my spells. As you can see, I have 3 from Nurgle and 3 from Slaanesh. Here are his spells. He had Ice Shard Blizzard and the Amber Spear. Never want to see the Amber Spear. And yeah, here is deployment. As you can see, it was pretty much what you're used to seeing from this guy. He likes to do the denied flank. He just kind of turtles himself up into a corner and you run in there to meet him. And then, of course, on my right flank there, he put his unit of 10 Skinks in the forest. His right flank, he's got his Kroxigor with his Old Blood and a Cold One, not his General, the other one. And, yep, they're running pretty strong forward right at me there. That's a tough nut to crack right there, that unit. Behind them is his Scarvet on Carnosaur. It's also his BSB. Right next to them is that big brick of Saurus Warriors, Hand Whip and Shield, and that particular unit has his General, the old one on the Old Blood on a Cold One. And let me tell you, I'm yet to put a wound on that guy. Right next to him is his Ancient Stegodon with the Engine of the Gods. Right next to that is the Bastiladon. And right next to that is the other unit of Saurus Warriors, the big brick with spears and shields, and there's no character in them. Behind that unit are his 2 Skink Priests. On my right flank, because yeah, you already saw pretty much everything on his, as you can see there are his Skinks, his scouting unit in the forest there. My Hellstrider's vanguarded, so they're pretty far away from him. But yeah, that's my right flank. On my left flank, you can see my Demon Prince is all the way on the left there with the Skull Crushers there. The plan was get the Skull Crushers and the Demon Prince and the different things respectively and just let their natural abilities just start slaughtering stuff until I win. I've got my Mutalith Vortex Beast up there on top of that thing, and on top of, well, that was like a ruins, we were calling it, with hard-covered dangerous terrain. And in there with them is my unit of Nurgle Warriors. Right next to them, that Dragon Ogre that's propped up, that is going to be my BSB. He is an exalted hero on a demonic mount, but he's Mark Tzeentch. So it makes sense to me that Tzeentch took a guy on a demonic mount and melded him into one unit. It's more efficient that way. And he's got a halberd. I have to put a shield on him yet to make him WYSIWYG, but I've got plenty of time to do that. And really, I finally found a use for those Dragon Ogre models, and I'm so happy. So yeah, you're not taking this one from me, Society. You're not taking it from me. Also, right there next to them on the right side here is my unit of 20 Tzeentch Warriors with halberds. Here's top of turn 1 after movement. He actually got the initiative and went first. So yeah, he trundles forward actually a little bit. He came towards the jaws of death. I was actually a little taken aback by that. I'm not used to people coming forward. He didn't come back full, or he didn't come forward full, but he did come forward. He got Ice Shard Blizzard off. I really don't know why I took this picture. It didn't really do anything. I let it go through because -1, to the stats on my guys when I couldn't have made a charge anyway really wasn't important. Over here, his Javelin guys throw a bunch of Javelins and actually kill one of my Hellstriders, which sucked. But other than that, nothing else really interesting happened. Here's bottom of 1 after movement. No charges yet. I did come up a little bit. Starting to swoop around on my right side. Kept my Demon Prince and the Skull Crushers pretty much where they are. I think I moved them up a little bit. Same with the Mutalith and the Nurgle Warriors. Because it's a waiting game, with two elite armies like this. We're just trying to see what's going on. And with my BSB, I wanted to get him into combat because I wanted to test him, but I really didn't want to take a charge from the Ancient Stegodon because I had a really good feeling he had Sharpened Horns. Yeah, right here. I marched my guys into the forest to get around so I could get, in the range to start doing my level 2 Sorcerer Slanesh's spells off and stuff like that. And I failed 2 dangerous terrain checks, killing 2 Hellstriders. So yeah, I like to think that they went 20 inches straight into an oak and died, because it's just funny to me. Over here, just in case he got froggy, I put toughness, Curse of the Leper on there and up their toughness by 2 for my Skull Crushers. Again, not really sure I took a picture of that, but I did, so enjoy it. And now I'm going to switch. So yeah, after that, this is top of turn 2, after movement, and as you can see, he really didn't move a whole lot. Came up just slightly. But for the most part, everything stayed where it was. His skinks ran up, but I'm not too concerned about the skinks. In this army, they're really not going to do anything to me. His magic phase was a wash. Honestly, I think he rolled like snake eyes or something like that for his power dice. And his shooting was, as you can imagine, negligible. Everything that he had to march with his skinks, and so it didn't do anything, and he doesn't have any of the shooting. So we went over to bottom of 2, and this is me after movement. And it's hard to tell, thanks to physics and that mountain or the hill that we were using. The Demon Prince and the Skull Crushers both made it into that unit of Saurus Warriors with his general in there. And the idea here was just trying to get that unit to break due to combat res. I thought with a little luck, with a ton of luck, I'd be able to knock them down past steadfast and maybe break them and maybe run them down, because I really didn't think I could kill that general in close combat because he's just got that 1-up rerollable with a 4-up board. There was really nothing I could do, but that's why I charged there. And yeah, other than that, everything else just continued to just close the gap between us. As you can see right there, that gap in between the 2 units isn't really there. I'm actually right there base to base with where the Saurus Warriors are. And as you can see, combat was very effective. I took out a ton of Lizardmen. And in the challenge, my Demon Prince and his Saurus Oldblood I wounded him a whole bunch, but I couldn't get anything past his armor. And I think he either failed to wound me or I saved it all. So here's top of 3, and here's where it starts turning towards the Lizardmen. His Ancient Stegodon comes in to the Skull Crushers. I don't know why I didn't see that coming. It was really stupid. In my previous turn, I did charge with my BSB trying to hit the Stegodon, but I needed like a 9 in order to hit him. It was a ridiculous, stupid notion on my part, but somebody had to be first, and why not me? And also something else I didn't see because of where my army or my Demon Prince and my Skull Crushers were placed. What I just explained to you, with that they were up on the hill base to base with Saurus Warriors. Yeah, my opponent realized that. I'm an idiot and didn't. So his Kroxigor were able to get a beautiful flank charge off on my Mutolith, and he needed a 7. So it was 50-50, and I gambled, and I lost. So yeah, the Mutolith got hit. He ended up rolling like a 9. It was ridiculous. So the Mutolith takes a flank charge from a bunch of Kroxigor and an Old Blood and a Cold One. So it wasn't looking good. Yeah, as you can see, as soon as I saw it, I was like, well, maybe he'll flub, maybe he'll miss, maybe I'll make a whole bunch of regen saves, or maybe I'm an idiot. Guess which one turned out to be true. Over here, yeah, here comes the Stegodon. As you can see, again, they are all in base to base. Stegodon made it in. The reason the Old Blood is moved is because while we were moving everything, his unit actually slipped off the hill and went everywhere. So it's all where it's supposed to be. Yeah, and exactly what you thought was going to happen happened. My Mutolith actually did pretty well. He weathered all the attacks from the Old Blood and was able to put 2 wounds onto the Kroxigor. But, yeah, 18 attacks that he did back at him at Strength 7. I just couldn't regen save enough, and he died. And that's on me. That's not the Mutolith's fault at all. That's completely 100% on me. Over here, the Stegodon has 5 impact hits. I need 4s to save. All 5 of them wound, and I armor saved 1, so 4 wound, and he does like 12 or something like that, something insane. He rolled like 3 5s, and I knew that the unit was dead because there was just no saving it. It just sucked. Every single Skull Crusher died, and then it was just my Demon Prince against his Old Blood, and if you've watched my previous battle reports, you know how that one works out. Yeah, he puts 2 wounds on the Demon Prince. I do nothing to him, and now it's just how long can a Demon Prince hold out against this Old Blood? Because I'm not going to hurt him. It drives me crazy. It's a genius kit, though. Ugh, it hurts my feelings. Here's bottom of 3 after movement. As you can see, after the Mutilith died, the Kroxigor overran into the flank of my Nurgle Warriors. Nothing I could do about that. My BSB finally gets into the Stegodon. I actually got a flank into the Stegodon, so I was curious to see how that one was going to go. And my Tzeentch Warriors charged the Saurus Warriors, and I flubbed. Like, I rolled a 3 or something like that. I needed a 8, 7 or an 8, and I rolled a 3, so they didn't even come close. Yep, here's the BSB's first test of combat. I was very curious to see how that was going to work out. And he didn't disappoint. He took no wounds, and he put 2 onto the Ancient Stegodon. And I believe he put 3, but I think he's got that 6-up ward save just for his new special rule. So I think he was able to actually ward save 1. So again, not bad at all. I was happy with that. Over here, just the Demon Prince trying to survive. The Old Blood, my opponent flubbed his rolls. My Demon Prince, I think, put 3 or 4 wounds on him and just couldn't get past his armor. 4-up rerollable and a 4-up ward, and he didn't even get to the ward save. It drove me crazy. Yep, he hangs on. He hangs on. He did put 1 more wound on him. I'm sorry, I lied. He put 1 more wound on him. But still, he's hanging on. Yeah, I wasn't looking forward to this one at all. But with the Nurgle Warriors, and they have a 3-up armor save, which would have turned into a no armor save if they had actually hit. Yeah. And they did. They killed 5 guys, but I turned around and got 3, I think. Yeah, I did 3 wounds into the unit just with the flank guys, which was awesome. And I was steadfast. He won combat, but I'm steadfast because I have more ranks than he does. So I turned around to face. And then I was happy. Then I was like, cool, I can actually do some stuff and run this unit down, hopefully. Top of turn 4 after movement. As you can see, as Carnosaur comes into the middle of the board, the Skinks are just continuing to harass my Tzeentch Warriors. And his little Skink Priest guy runs up into the middle there. I think he had the Lore of Heavens. I think that might have been the Lore of Heaven one. I'm not sure. But long story short, eventually that stupid little guy misfires and kills himself. So, or yeah, irresistible force is something and kills himself. Something like that happens. And yay! Yeah, the Hellstriders over here, he fires off, I think, either a pulse happened or the Bastiladon shot him or that little Skink Priest fired Amber Spear off and killed all my remaining Hellstriders. The forest did a lot of the work for him. In fact, I think when I came out of the forest, I killed another one. So I think there was only the sorcerer and the banner guy anyway. But yeah, the Skink Priest kills off all the Hellstriders. Something does. So it's just the sorcerer left. Over here is a push. This is the one where we just flubbed against each other. Well, he flubbed. I couldn't get past his armor save. Over here, my Nurgle Warriors getting ready to attack. All 18 attacks. Going into the Kroxigor, I need 3s and 4s. And I put 2 more wounds on him. Yeah, I flubbed really bad. And he killed another 2, 3, 4 guys. So with banners and ranks and everything like that, I think I'm still able to stay, or he's able to stay. But yeah, that flub really hurt. Over here, the BSB, he puts another couple of wounds on the Ancient Stegodon, and it's all over but the crying for him now, which I was very happy about. And takes no wounds in return. But, he's that stubborn with the reroll, stubborn 6 with the reroll, and his general's right there. So I knew he wasn't going to break. It was a matter of killing him. So here's bottom of 4 after. So yeah, here we go. Bottom of turn 4. And as you can see, the Tzeentch Warriors finally get into combat, and yeah, that's really about it. The Tzeentch Warriors finally get into combat, and the what's it called? Ashicus, the Muse, he comes around to try to get in range because he's got the choir spell, and I want him to get it off because I need a miracle at this point, I get Curse of the Leper off on my Nurgle Warriors, making them toughness 6, I believe. So at least he's not wounding me on 2s anymore, make it a little bit more difficult for him to hurt me. And yeah, they finally get a hold of this unit that they've been trying to square off against this whole game. I think they lost some models against the what's it called, the shot from the Bastiladon, and I think a couple of the Skinks finally got lucky and killed a few of my guys. Not a big deal, right? So yeah, I flub miserably. I kill 4 of his guys, he kills 2 of mine. I think I'm able to win combat, but he's obviously a steadfast and stays no problem. And yeah, over here, bottom of three. No, bottom of four. And the old blood once again kills off my Demon Prince. Demon Prince 0, old blood is now killed him 3 times. Very frustrating. Very frustrating. But a little bit of good news. The Nurgle Warriors get a hold of the Kroxigor, make them, they take a ton of damage. I mean, as you can see, I lose maybe another 4 or 5 guys. But and that's at toughness 6, believe it or not, which really kind of hurts. But I'm able to win combat, break them, and run them down. So a Lord and the Kroxigor are dead, which is huge. Over here, top of 5, as you can see, the Saurus Warriors charged Nurgle Warriors, and I fled because I didn't want them in my flank. And I got away. I rolled well enough to get away. I was very happy about that. Yeah, in combat in turn 5, the Tzeentch Warriors, not only do they get the crud beat out of them, but I lose combat, break, and flee, and I get away by an inch. Yeah, that sucked. Over here, the BSB finally finishes off the Stegodon, which is great. Yeah, all that is man. He finished off an ancient Stegodon all by his lonesome. So I was very happy about that. And he got the +1 armor save for his trouble. So yay. Over here, bottom of 5 after movement. My oh nope, I was wrong about what I said about the skink. The BSB charges into the skink priest because I was just trying to get rid of his little bit of his magic phase, that harmonic convergence and stuff. And my caster, my level 2 Slaanesh sorcerer, the only caster I have left, runs into the middle, and I'm just planning on kamikaze casting what's it called? Cacophonic Choir. And that's exactly what I do. The big choir goes off. I hit everything except for the Bastiladon. I take out 5 of the skinks that make their break test. I take out a bunch of the Saurus Warriors with his Lord's unit. I take out the skink priest that was in contact with my BSB, and ignore the direction my BSB is facing. I moved him after the skink died, thinking it was a combat reform. We corrected it. I didn't get a picture until after the fact, so yeah. And I killed their BSB. The Scar Veteran got knocked off the Carnosaur, and the Carnosaur took like 2 or 3 wounds. So that was awesome. Huge swing of things. So yeah, it really it boosted my momentum. And also during my turn, both my units warriors rallied and turned to face. So yeah, here's top of 6 after movement with everything at random movement D6 with the exception of the Bastiladon and his 1 skink priest. Nothing could get a hold of me other than the Carnosaur, and it was actually a rear charge. Carnosaur got a hold of my BSB, so that was going to be interesting. The skinks were trying to get somewhere and they only rolled 1 inch. His Lord with the Saurus Warriors, they moved like 2 inches or 3 inches and they couldn't get a hold of my BSB, so that was huge that just happened. So yeah, that's the and of course the Saurus Warriors were able to do the 1 inch forward and slam into my what's it called? Tzeentch Warriors, who had just rallied and turned around to get their butts kicked again. But it doesn't quite work out that way. Yeah, they come at me and we repel them. We kill a bunch of them, and I actually win combat in this one. He stays because he's steadfast, but yeah. The how do you make Tzeentch Warriors win a combat? Kill off 3/4 of their number. Over here, yeah, the test for the BSB versus the Carnosaur. And although the Carnosaur is able to slip 1 through and do 2 wounds to him, I'm able to put him down to 1 wound left. So we're both at 1 wound left, and he's in my rear. I believe he wins this combat, but I stay. I'm the BSB. I ain't going anywhere. Here's bottom of 6 after movement. My Nurgle Warriors slam into the Saurus Warriors with his Lord in there. Not because I think it was a smart choice or anything like that. I was just hoping for combat res and maybe breaking him and catching him. I really need points. My Slaanesh Sorcerer goes into the remaining Skink Warriors because, like I said, every point counts at this point. And I believe that's it. Over here, yeah, just trying to avenge a Demon Prince and getting any kind of points from him that I can. I don't have like a unit champion or anything like that, so I don't have to worry about issuing or accepting any challenges. I'm just hoping that with Mark Nurgle, he misses more than he hits. Yeah, I need points! I'm really hoping to wipe this unit. And yep, we lose combat here. I lose 1 guy, he loses another 4 or 5. I don't remember exactly how it happens. Either we lose or we win. Either way, we don't break. We stay there. So there's 3 Tzeentch warriors holding up 9 Saurus warriors. Over here, I don't get any vengeance. I actually win this combat, but he makes his break test no problem. It was a shame. I think he lost by 3 or 4, and he made his break test. It was disappointing, but not altogether unexpected. But this right here, the BSB gets a hold of the Carnosaur and finishes him, beats him down. All that is man. Look at that. First game with the new kit, with the new model. Tell me that's not an exalted hero melded into a demonic mount. Come on now, that's fantastic right there. So yeah, conquered, and I believe that right there is what wins me the game. I think that right there is what swings the game my direction because I get the points for the Carnosaur and the BSB. So yeah, and there's the end of the game right there. That's what the table looks like. Just an amazing like nail biter game. Okay, real quick timeout. Here, look at these banners. You know you want one. You know you need one. You know you need to give this guy an email and start the process in order to get yourself one. It's worth it. It's you owe it to your army to get yourself one. All right, and the very end, we had to total up the points, and I got 1432 out of him, and he got 1276 from me. I squeaked out a victory. Squeaked out a victory. So yeah, it was killing the Carnosaur at the end that actually swung it. It was that battle that decided this game. I ended up losing my Demon Prince, Skull Crushers, the Mutilated Vortex Beast, and the Hellstriders. He ended up losing his Old Blood, Croxagore unit, the Ancient Stegodon, his BSB and his Carnosaur, and both Skink Priests. I honestly don't remember exactly what happened to the second Skink Priest, so we're just going to say that he got squished. Something like probably a comet or something just landed on his head and destroyed him. But yeah, everyone that was watching the game, including both me and my opponent, just couldn't believe that I pulled that one off. I mean, just amazing. And the fact that it was just by such a small margin, it felt more like a victory for him rather than a minor victory for me. But hey, you know what? I'll take it. And let's hear it for that new BSB, huh? Holy God. The Ancient Stegodon and the Carnosaur. It doesn't get any better than that. The Demon Prince still can't wound the Old Blood General and became his once again. But yeah, it is what it is. That kid out on his Old Blood. If you run into that, man, I hope you have better luck with it than I do. But what an intense game. Thank you, buddy. I'm looking forward to our next one. But yeah, thanks again for watching my battle report. I hope you guys are enjoying them as much as I'm enjoying making them. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or complaints, feel free to put them in the comments section. I'm pretty good about getting back to people. And yeah, thanks.